Dear Ukrainians, the enemy started this day with a deliberate and absolutely premeditated murder of Ukrainians in Zaporizhia, a missile attack on a civilian convoy of cars. As of now, 30 dead are reported, almost 100 wounded and traumatized. Russian military knew where their missiles would hit. Non-humans did it, from the first to the last. From the one who gave this order and to everyone who executed this order, they will answer, for sure, before the law and before people. This is why we are confident of our victory. This is why we took the initiative in the war. This is why we are getting tangible results on the battlefield right now, and that is very important. Congratulations to the heroes. As we remain human and gain support from people, from all the people of the world, from everyone who feels pain when they learn about the deliberate killing of innocent people. Another farce took place in Moscow on September the 30th. Something was celebrated there. They were chanting something there. They sang in the square. They were talking about Zaporizhia, when they themselves arranged such a scene in Zaporizhia. They are non-humans. Eternal memory to all those killed in Russian terrorist attacks. On September the 30th, Ukraine made decisions to defend itself. All of them will be implemented. Decisions of the National Security and Defense Council and the Supreme Commander-in-Chief headquarters. I already reported in detail that afternoon about our request for an accelerated accession to join NATO, and about the obvious readiness of Ukraine for negotiations with the Russian Federation, but with another president of Russia, who will understand what is happening. Now I want to add something about the decision of the National Security and Defense Council regarding sanctions against Russian individuals and legal entities. There is a real long list, quite famous names. However, we are not focused on volume, but on actually dismantling Russian influence and at the same time influencing the state of affairs in the Russian Federation itself. Therefore, restrictions are introduced against several thousand individuals and entities. Sanctions of Ukraine and our partners are synchronized. New sanctions are being introduced against key persons and significant Russian enterprises. Of course, sanctions will also be applied to those citizens of other countries who took part in the Russian farce on the occupied territory of our country. Pseudo-referendums are elements of aggression against a sovereign state, and everyone involved in organizing or conducting this farce will be held accountable. On September the 30th, I spoke with the Prime Minister of Japan and Denmark. Of course, they condemned the new Russian steps towards escalation. Thanks to them for their support. Thanks also to all the leaders of the partner states, to all the political and public figures of the world, who have already quite promptly spoken out in defense of Ukraine and international law. I personally thank President Biden, the Congress, our friends in Europe and everyone who is already strengthening sanctions against Russia and is already taking powerful steps to increase defense and financial support for Ukraine. We must liberate our entire land, and this will be the best proof that international law and human values cannot be broken by any terrorist state, even one as insolent as Russia. We have substantial results in the east of our country. There is already enough public information about this. Everyone has heard what is happening in Liman, Donetsk region. These are steps that mean a lot to us, and I am thankful to all our fighters for implementing this element of our defense plan. It is very important. On September the 30th, I especially want to recognize the fighters of the 10th Separate Mountain Assault Brigade and the 54th Separate Mechanized Brigade for their constant bravery and heroism in the Siversky and Bakhmut areas, and also our servicemen of the 214th Separate Rifle Battalion, the Special Operation Forces and the 103rd Separate Ground Defense Brigade for the liberation of Yampil. I am also thankful to our intelligence units, Defense Intelligence of the Ministry of Defense as well as the Security Service of Ukraine. The path of our country is difficult. The path is clear. There is the path of independence, territorial integrity, integration with the civilized world and social development. The path of our enemy is also completely clear: defeat, shame and condemnation. And one more. Every year, on the last day of September, Ukraine celebrates Adoption Day. This is my opinion, is an important day. It is a day of special respect for those whose hearts are big enough to give family warmth to children left without parental care. On September the 30th, I thank all such Ukrainian men and women. I dream that we will come to such a result when every child in Ukraine will feel family warmth, no matter what the circumstances of life are. Eternal glory to our beautiful people. Eternal glory to everyone who fights for Ukraine. We work for one thing: victory. Glory to Ukraine.
Вічна слава кожному і кожній, хто бореться за Україну. Працюємо заради одного – перемоги. Слава Україні!